What I want to talk to you guys about today is what if America reached its full potential as a nation, you know? If they didn't have all of the issues that they're facing, such as the racial tensions between whites and blacks, which in a sense nobody's winning. The whites and blacks, the blacks say, we built this country. We were the ones who worked and built this country. Whites are apparently the mastermind. It just never ends. There's a lot of racial tensions between the two between the two nations. There's a lot of racial tensions between the two groups. They just don't really get along. They really do not. And also the war on drugs, which just was I think is the real reason why the racial tensions became so bad. Was because the real reason why the racial tensions became so bad, because you had so many black people shooting up the place, making places violent, and so many black people, and because of the stabilization it caused a lot of issues, that paved the way for other people to be attacked, and it just destabilized the whole community. And also the war on terror, which cost taxpayers trillions of dollars, the same as the welfare system that was caused by the destabilization due to the war on drugs. So, so to be honest with you, it has just cost a lot of money and just caused a lot of attention to shift. But if America were to focus on its true potential, here's what I think would happen. For one, if America focused more on its space program, with all of the resources in outer space, they would have better quality architecture. If they didn't spend all that money on all those wars, they could have spent it on outer space. Because going to outer space is expensive, and they could have gone to the moon and established more of a colony there. And the thing is, with all the resources they've gotten, all of the metals and all of the copper and stuff, there would be more room for architecture, and architecture, more buildings, larger buildings. Like, imagine living in a country, okay? Because living in a country where the full-size house that we have today would be double the size of a full-size house. A full-size house, what we consider today a full-size house. It seems far-fetched, but I think it's possible. And this is for the everyday person. Because you have to realize, outer space has so many resources. And people might say, our houses are made of trees, really. Of trees, really. But at the same time, I believe that, I believe if you really wanted to do that, you probably, because the thing about outer space is it has so much space up there that they could grow a lot more trees to create more wood. Not to mention we'd have bigger apartment buildings, Imagine apartment buildings double the size, because a lot of it is, double the size, because this would be a society where people live in more cities, in bigger cities, which is something, and also another thing that would happen is, due to all of the knowledge they, of course, gain from all of the exploration they've done, there would be a lot more investment into the idea of flying cars, because if you have if you have a lot more experience doing something, you're gonna be better at it. You're gonna have more experience on it than anything before. There would be more flying cars, which means less traffic. Imagine being able to ride, and to ride your bike as freely as you want in some areas without having to worry about having to stop every like 2 minutes for a car to pass. Imagine being able, imagine being able to take nature walks where you see the true beauty of nature at the most. Imagine being able to go to like a concert without the annoyance, because the concerts in those days would be ridiculous. It's possible there could be a mass event that could have like 5 million people all at once because they don't have the cars in the way, cars in the way. So those are things that would happen. And I believe in this society, Americans would be more intelligent, because the thing about the war on drugs is that it's caused a lot of issues. A lot of people were born in the 1980s, who were born in the 1980s, we call them millennials. Look at them and look at how, and that's the reason why I think a lot of millennials are considered so dumb, are considered dumb, and they have a lot of issues, learning disabilities, because the war on drugs, a lot of people smoked crack and they didn't know the effects it had. So a lot of people had babies who, not all of them ended up like a horror story, but a lot of them ended up with issues in their head. There was something wrong with their head. Something wrong with their head. Something wrong with their head. They had trouble focusing and all that sort of stuff. And that's just that's just to say the least. Also including the fact that they wouldn't have had to have so much war, so they would have been able to invest more money in education. So I believe in this America, people would be not only be taller, because people, taller, because people would be skinnier, because with extra roads and better technology, which would mean better quality, more ability to carry portable devices, they could exercise more and they would be skinnier. And as a result, everybody knows that a lot of people know that the more skinnier you are, the more likely you are to be taller. The more likely you are to be taller. And not to mention with better knowledge, they would have more ideas that Japan has, such as maybe hot refrigerators. Imagine being able to eat the best quality spaghetti, the best quality curry, whatever you like, without having to go to a fast food restaurant. Sure, it took an hour to cook, but it's in your home. It was cooked probably the night before, and it's in your house, and it's fresh, so you'd be healthier. And as a result, if you're healthier, you would be more, you would be healthier. You would have more nutrition in your body. So they would be a lot fitter, and potentially even more attractive, potentially even more attractive, as a result. Seems odd, but I guess the reason why is that even facially is because a lot of the best looking people would probably be smarter and be more willing to date people that also look more attractive. How often do you see good looking guys? I'm not gay, definitely not, but good looking guys dating women that are short and unattractive? How many times do you see women dating guys that are ugly? These are known stereotypes, Like, I'm not trying to I'm just stating facts here. And also, for the last issue, what I believe would happen is that the technology would be a lot more advanced than today. Well, I already got into this, but I'm expanding upon it, because you have to realize something about America. is that Japan, look at how much they've accomplished. And the problem with Japan is that they have what I think is a flaw with their system is they have the kanji process, is they have the kanji language. And kanji, people, when they read English here in North America, they already have enough trouble understanding what these people are trying to say. Imagine a language where they have thousands of different characters for each word. Even if it's cat and bat, it's still, the writing looks a lot different. So imagine the amount of effort they would take. So they'd have better smartphones that would probably run 3 times the speed. And potentially travel where you could travel all over the world whenever you want to. Like, just in general, that was my video. And if you like my channel and my videos, like and subscribe. And that's it.